guys, so today we're gonna make a simple and yet very delicious and easy brunch slash breakfast, whatever you want to eat it as. So we have a breakfast sandwich here, brunch sandwich as I call it. It has a burger patty, some egg, some cheese, some bacon, and of course some hash browns. I use regular toast. You can use hamburger buns, brioche buns. I have some hash browns here. So let me show you how I make this delicious meal. All right, so we're gonna get started on our hash browns. I have 2 Idaho potatoes that have been peeled and washed. I have them sitting in water so they don't change colors. I have an extra bowl because I'm gonna do some separate hash browns in there. And of course, just a regular cheese grater. If you have a cheesecloth or a napkin or a very thin towel, that works well. But you wanna put that in here so we can squeeze out any excess juice. I have 1 onion. It's like a little piece, little chunk of onion, or you could use shallot to put into my hash browns for the other ones that I'm gonna make. But these are gonna go on the actual sandwich. So I'm gonna show you just how simple it is to grate it. Let's get started. Okay, so we're just gonna grate 1 potato. Now normally I would say for the sandwich, 1 potato is perfect for about 2 to 3 sandwiches, depending on how much potato is in there. Just keep grating. And you want to use this side of the grater because it gives you these nice little strings, as you can see. So just keep doing this so you have no more potato. Okay, so our potatoes are nice and shredded. I try to get as much as water out as possible. Now you can always set these in water and do this ahead of time, but if you're just gonna cook right away, you can go ahead and shred and go straight to it. So now I just want to season this right before it starts getting any color change. So I'm gonna put some pepper and some salt. Give this a good mix. And then I'm going straight to the grease. So here we go. I have my skillet on, and I'm just gonna make like 1 giant flat, 1 small surface. You don't want it to be, you want it the layer to be as thin as possible. So I'm gonna do half of this at once and just kind of thin it out. So I just want to flatten this if possible. Have a single layer. I will season this a little bit more on the top once we flip it, just to make sure every part is seasoned. Just to keep cooking, it should take about a total of 5 minutes. Once you just start seeing some browning on the side, really you just want it to brown on the bottom, and then we'll flip it over. Now remember, this does not have to stay in one circle like this. If it breaks, not a big deal. Flatten it back out. The one thing you want is it for it to be crispy, seasoned well, and all the potatoes cooked evenly. Flip it over like this. About 1 more minute and it should be ready to go. There we go. I just put it on a plate with a napkin to soak up that grease. I'm gonna put a little more salt and pepper on the top just to make sure it's seasoned great. Okay, we're gonna get started on our second potato. This will be for like our little hash browns. I don't know what to call them. I don't want to say sticks because they're not gonna stick, but they're gonna be more firm. Something like you would get at McDonald's or a fast food place. And these are just gonna go on the side to go with our sandwich. We're gonna do the same thing with the first one, except we're adding a little bit of onion to this and some flour to keep it together. Now we're gonna do our onion. This is a little harder, but just press it against here. Try to get as much as possible in there. You can always put this in the food processor too if you don't want to cut your fingers, because this is sharp, but the food processor works wonders. But this onion is going to change the flavor in this. You'll see. Okay, so it is drained out. I'm just going to add about just a couple of sprinkles. This is 1/3, but I'm not even adding that. It's just to sprinkle just a little bit. So I'm going to say about 2 tablespoons. Salt and pepper. So this is good. A little more salt. And I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of garlic powder, and then on to mix. This just hopefully makes everything stay together. So we'll see. Okay, so I made these little patty-like things. You can make them more square or in cylinders, but I just put them like that. The flour is going to help it stay together, so we're just going to put them in there. This is actually my first time doing these. Usually when I eat hash browns, I'm usually eating them somewhere. So this will be cool to see how it comes out. I think I'll just stick with that. These are coming out great. They're nice and crispy on the top already. And last minute, it just came to my head that I could have put these in a ring to get a more better shape. Here's the ring that I just used for this last one. Like a ding dong. And it's not even thick. It's perfect size. So if you have something like this, a cookie cutter, or you can just shape it with your hand. Whichever. Or just like this is perfectly fine. Doesn't matter. It's your home. You're eating it. This is fine for me. It looks great. Our patty is frying. Looks good. Here's our other ones for our sandwich. Okay, we're gonna get started on our burgers. I have just a regular ground beef here. You can do this with turkey. You can do this with breakfast sausage. Pretty much anything you want. You can grind this fresh. I just had this in the fridge, so I'm gonna use it. Like I said, this is going to be a brunch style sandwich. You have half breakfast, half lunch. So this is my burger, which is the lunch part. Now I'm just going to grab a little bit and I'm going to form a patty. We're going to season it first off. Now this is a very lean piece of meat, so you always want a lot of fat in your burgers, but this will work just fine. So I'm going to use some Montreal steak seasoning, some garlic powder, and of course some black pepper and a little salt. If you have seasoned salt, it's perfect. A little Lawry's seasoned salt. I'm gonna put some Creole seasoning, even better. We're just gonna do this like this. Give it a good mix. Like I said, if you're doing this fresh by grinding, it's so much perfect because you can always season your meat while you're grinding, so every piece of seasoning goes into each grind and it's perfect. But for this, I don't really like this. This is 80-20. Like I said, it doesn't have a lot of fat, so it's not that perfect for burgers, but like I said, that's what I have on hand, so that's what I'm gonna use. Now I'm gonna use square bread, like regular sandwich bread, so like toast basically. So I want to make this as square as possible. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And I want it to be thin. I don't really like thick patties. Now what you could also do is roll this out. Put some like plastic wrap over your roller. Roll it out completely and like cut it. But since I'm only making 2, I don't really need to do that. I can just keep doing this. Plus I have time. I have nowhere to be. But that's just another option. Like let's say if you're making this for a family of 5, making this for you and your girlfriends, have a girls' morning brunch or something for Sunday, I would definitely say clean your work surface and roll it out completely. But I don't need to do that, so this is just fine. Just want to keep that square. I got a lopsided square. Remember guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it to fit into the bread. Now I think that looks great like that. Perfect. Now I'm just gonna set this aside and start on my next one. All right, I have my skillet on with a little oil, and it is on, you know, medium to low, medium to high actually. And we're just gonna drop that in there and let this cook, depending on how you want it cooked. Medium, medium rare, well done. Do your thing. I'm gonna cook this one for my boyfriend. He likes it well done, medium well to well done. So this will be about a good 10 minutes on the heat that I have it. So see you when it's cooked. While this is cooking, I went ahead and threw in our bacon. However many strips you want per sandwich is fine. I'm gonna do 3. So while we're cooking our burger, the bacon's gonna be cooking as well. That burger will get all that bacon grease in there, get all that deliciousness soaked up. There we go. Nice buttered bread. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Sprinkle it all on there. Ooh. Okay, I have my skillet heated up with some butter for my eggs here. Now, I would typically say 1 egg per sandwich, but you can put 2, 3, however many you want. But since we have a burger patty, you gotta remember that's already a lot of food. So I'm just gonna let this cook and then flip it all at once. I wanna keep it one whole piece. So you wanna put 2 eggs in a bowl and whisk it really well. Do not season until you flip over. Remember, if you season eggs while they're still raw, they will turn gray, and nobody wants gray eggs. So season once you flip. So just want to flip, and now it's time to season. Try to straighten out and get all of it cooked evenly. Make sure you don't burn your eggs. Now, here's our bread. This is how we're going to start. They're nice and buttered and toasted. Perfect like that. So I'm going to keep mine simple. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I have my burger patty, melted cheese, any cheese you want. My pieces of bacon right there. Okay, now that we have that on there, we're going to put our eggs that were freshly cooked, just like that. And then our hash brown. And voila, smoosh it down. Ooh-wee. There we go. Our little hash brown, little circles like that. And bon appetit. Okay, here we have it, guys. We have our brunch sandwich. This is a hamburger patty, hash browns, eggs, bacon, and cheese. Very simple and easy. Delicious. I hope you like it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the notification bell to get more notifications on when I drop my new videos. Thanks for watching.